Thank you very much, George. It's now my pleasure to introduce two future leaders of global public policy and recent leaders of our own SIPA Student Association. So please join me in welcoming Akshay Verma, a Master of Public Administration student concentrating in sustainable energy, and Paul Hirsch, who is graduating today with a Master of International Affairs concentrating in urban and social policy. Both of these students have not only worked hard academically, as have you all, but have also given generously and diligently of their time and attention to the concerns of you, their fellow students. So please join me in thanking and congratulating Akshay and Paul and welcoming them to the stage.
Good morning. I'm deeply honored to be given the opportunity to speak at our commencement and address this community of compassionate, responsible, and determined individuals who are committed to bettering the world we live in. I also want to thank my mom and sister and the rest of our families for being here to support us, for taking pride in us, and for sharing in our happiness. I also want to thank my SIPASA board and announce that our class gift fundraiser was a success. The class of 2013 will leave our mark with a cherry blossom tree on Ansel Plaza. Looking back on the first day I arrived here, it was the day when all of you were being hosted by SIPA on Ansel Plaza. I was a misfit. Walking around in my shorts and flip-flops, I was nervous at the sight of your beaming faces and energy levels. Having had a not-so-great start to my New York experience with Hurricane Irene causing all sorts of complications, I wondered if that was a sign for how my SIPA journey was going to be. I wondered what it was that we had all come here for, and I quickly realized that our motivations were as diverse as our nationalities. Whether it was to overhaul cities through urban and social policy, redefine socioeconomic boundaries through economic and political development, work on issues surrounding energy and the environment, or just to find a way of guaranteeing ourselves a top dollar private sector salary through IFEP. I'm just kidding. But from the first person I spoke to and the many more I engaged with, you were accepting, warm, and loving. And before the day was over, I was a part of SIPA. I was a part of us. I remember walking home that evening with a warm feeling in my heart. I knew my next 2 years were going to be shared with extraordinary people. We've grown together, suffering in the Lehman Library dungeons, which, to be honest, I never went to. The last-minute rush to hand in our papers, the quest to get the 3.4 GPA and be a teaching assistant, the happy hours, the infamous parties, the frivolities, the scandals, the gossip, the truths, and the bubbled reality. Through all this intensity and insanity, we stuck together and forged deep bonds. We laughed together, comforted each other, procrastinated together, and cried together. We have been with each other at our best and worst moments. We have shared experiences that the rest of the world may not even comprehend, let alone understand. Our time together cannot be replicated. And now, as we're all preparing for next steps and the uncertainty it brings, we need to continue to be there for each other. I know we're all worried about our next job, the city we will live in, the friends we may lose, how much we've changed in the last 2 years, whether any of our decisions are going to be correct or meaningful. At this point, I will say that our anxiety and nervousness are a sign of our commitment to the causes we stand for. It is a testament to our determination and ambition. It is for us to break the shackles, challenge paradigms, go out into the world and do what we set out to do, to live our dreams, follow our passions, and pay our debts to society and debts to financial institutions. It is our time to take charge, to consolidate what we've learned, to capitalize on our support structure and believe in ourselves. Each day that passes will present choices. The choices we make don't need to make sense looking forward. But our education presents us with the option to choose to live our lives by our own choices. This is the greatest freedom we will ever receive. And when we look back in the rearview mirror of life, everything will make sense. I have made choices that didn't make any sense to people close to me. Some choices were good, some were lucky, and some were brutally incorrect. But all of them have shaped me, helped me grow, taught me to love and appreciate, given me the ability to encourage you to choose without regret. Trust yourself, listen to your gut, and follow your dream. Don't let others define you. Be bold, be brave, be curious, be creative, be foolish, be selfless, and give back. Thank you.